Yes, sir. Yes, yes. What's your name?
Mohammad Farhan.
Farhan, from where you are?
I'm from Bahawalpur.
Okay. Can you introduce a bit about yourself and about your family?
Yes, sir, sure. My name is Mohammad Farhan Ahmad and I'm an electrical engineer. I am from Bahawalpur. I have been the best English debater of my university. Moreover, I have worked as a career counselor in Sikhs Academy, Bahawalpur. In my family, my father is a lawyer and I have two other siblings who live in Lahore also.
Okay, generally you are electrical engineer and normally it's a perception like the doctors and engineers are obviously losing or wasting the precious resources of the government. Obviously, you first did electrical engineering and now you want to join the civil service. Why you want to join the civil service? Why not you are serving in your own profession?
Sir, first of all, career choice is a very much personal choice. So, choosing the civil service is my very personal choice. As I go back to 2015, when it was the first day in my university, I was elected as the CR of my class, and I remained CR for the whole 4 years. That actually inculcated in me leadership skill, management skill, and that tilted my interest toward that thing. Moreover, sir, I didn't find a lot of interest in electrical engineering in those 4 years. So when I completed my degree, I decided to switch to the civil services where I can better explore my capabilities and I can perform much better out there. Second reason is that, sir, there is a lot of saturation in our engineering. Every year, 80,000 engineers are passing out, and hardly 10,000 are getting job in their own profession. So, looking into my field of engineering, that is electrical engineering, which is a very saturated job. So, first, there's a very much lack of opportunities, and second, and most important, I didn't find a lot of interest in electrical engineering.
Okay. What do you do in your leisure time?
So when I am free, I watch traveling vlogs. As I love traveling. Moreover, I play cricket with my friends, and I love traveling. So if
Okay,
I
you love traveling. So, which places you have traveled so far?
So I have traveled almost whole of North, including Kashmir, Swat, Naran.
So, like if I want to travel to certain place, which certain places you would recommend?
Sir, my top recommendation list will be of Kashmir, especially Ratigali, Adankel, and Taubat at the end. The special thing, sir, about Kashmir is its wilderness, its beauty. The greenery there is unmatched. The water there is so clear that you can feel it in your hand. That it's a very, very beautiful place, and it's yes, sir.
How much Pakistan is earning from tourism?
Sir, I will tell you the recent stat. In Eid holidays, almost 27 lakh people visited KP, and KP generated 67 billion rupees from that. So
Can you
that's
tell
just,
me about the GDP figures that what is the contribution of tourism in the GDP?
sir, I don't know the exact figures.
Okay, what do you think that Pakistan couldn't generate that much revenue that India is generating from tourism, as say Turkey is generating or Egypt is generating?
Sir, we have to see the tourism in two dimensions. One is domestic tourism and one is international tourism. As far as domestic tourism is concerned, Pakistan is doing wonderful. One untapped potential is Balochistan, the beautiful fresh beaches which are just unexplored. So that is a potential which Pakistan can tap. Secondly, people in Pakistan do not much value their culture and religious places. That can be tapped to. As far as the concern that we are lagging in tourism, sir, it goes back to war and terror. 10 to 15 years, Pakistan was absolutely devastated through terrorism, and the tourism absolutely affected. Secondly, sir, there is lack of facilities too. Like you see a beautiful place in Sawat and you see a beautiful place in Austria or Switzerland. The beauty is the same, but what matters is the facilities. The foreign tourists want security, facilities, better infrastructure, and good transport, which is lacking in Pakistan. But there's always the silver lining at the end of the tunnel. Pakistan is doing wonderful, and tourism, international tourism
If
is.
you are posted as a secretary tourism in province of Punjab, and in Punjab we don't have so much potential as compared to KP. So, what kind of a tourism policy or what kind of initiative you would take?
So, firstly, that it's Punjab has a lot of tourism potential. If we see the Kartarpur corridor, it will attract thousands of Indian, and it is expected to generate $5 billion a year. Secondly, we have historical buildings like Bachai Masjid. We have got Katasraj Temple in Jhelum. We have got Rohtas Fort, and we have got a lot of beauties out there. And if we visit Fort Monroe, which is called the Murray of South Punjab, it's in upper terrain areas. So, as a secretary, first of all, sir, importance is to show that these are the places. I will make a website, an app, or a YouTube channel which will signify the beauties of Punjab. Secondly, I will arrange an authority that will take care of all these properties. And thirdly, I will arrange a proper tour guide for that. And the fourth and most important measure will be to really attract people through these measures.
Okay, wonderful, gentlemen.
Thank you.
You opted public administration as your option subject. So, what's the difference in public policy and public administration?
So, public policy is an objective which a government sets for its citizen. Like in our constitution, public policy articles from 29 to 40, which entails that a Muslim, a Pakistani Muslim should live life according to Islam. It should give importance to its women, the rights of minorities, article number 34, and the government's right to have good relation with Muslim countries, article number 40. These are public policy articles and target of public policy. But public administration is administration of the affairs of the government. The governance, how it goes, it comes in public administration.
What are accountability mechanisms that are being implemented in the Gulf states?
Sir, I would say there are 2 or 3 type of accountability methods. One is internal accountability and the second is external accountability. In internal accountability, there is administrative accountability in which we have ACR, annual confidential reports, in which the superior officer reporting about the junior officer. Coming to external accountability, we have legislative accountability, we have judicial accountability. And in the current area, the biggest accountability is social media, which is holding people accountable for the things they have done, and culprits which weren't able to caught by executive, legislative, or judicial are caught by social media, because the power of public opinion has revolutionized the way we hold people accountable.
Internal accountability mechanism in Pakistan has, especially in governance, or in public sector, has poorly performed in the past years. Like almost every officer is getting good ACR or very good performance evaluation reports, PERs. So, what are the reasons behind it, and how we can change it?
Sir, the reason behind that is it's a system in which a person devolves. When he comes, if he sees someone doing a wrong thing, he actually becomes the part of the system. So, what's good in inducting an intelligent officer when the system is going to trust his capabilities? Unfortunately and realistically, this is happening in our most of the sectors. So, this is the first prime reason. And the second is that, sir, the accountability mechanism is not very good, whether it's internal or external. To improve the internal accountability, so one good recommendation is the concept of flat hierarchy. We are having the concept of tall hierarchy, in which a secretary is not able to communicate with AC or DC. In flat hierarchy, like in corporate sector, everybody sits on the same table, everybody is accountable, and everybody's opinion is respected. And the third important thing is that, sir, the government can enhance the remuneration and salaries of the government officials so that they cannot go to untoward ways.
Thank you, gentlemen. Sir, over to you.
Thank you very much, sir. Mr. Farhan,
Yes.
you have done electrical engineering. What are the kinds of electric motors?
So the one is induction motor and DC motor, AC motor. These are, sir,
What is the difference between AC and DC motor?
Sir, in AC we have a cycle up and down. In DC we have just one cycle. That
Okay.
is the basic difference.
You are from district Bahawalpur.
Yes.
Any specialty of Bahawalpur? Any
Sir,
historical significance of
So not one, Bahawalpur has many historical significances. Starting back from 1727 to 1955, it has been 228 years of self-governance. And there is one very important point to remember, that if Bahawalpur state was not to be entered in Pakistan, Pakistan would not have been the same country it is today. Coming to your question, sir, historical places, starting from the most south, there is Dirawar Fort, which was built by Rai Jaja Bhatti, who was a Hindu leader back in second or third century, and it was renovated by Nawab again. The second is marvelous Noor Mahal, which is unmatched in its beauty, made in 1872. The third one is Darbar Mahal, in which there are three other mahals which are absolutely wonderful. Matchless, you cannot find such scenic places around the world. And sir, the other special thing about Bahawalpur is its cleanness, its the way it is managed by the people, and the people are very good out there. So it's a blend of historic buildings, beautiful grounds, and humble people.
what is the total area of district Bahawalpur?
Sir, it is 45,400 square kilometer.
Is it the largest district in Punjab?
Yes, by area.
Okay, when Mia Saab has asked you about the innovations in tourism department, and when you will be the secretary of tourism, and you said that you will make an authority, and you will devise a website for tourism and a YouTube channel. These all things are already working. So, put one innovative idea to promote domestic tourism in Pakistan.
So the innovative idea will be to sir, I would say that the education sector and university sector, they can be the breeding ground for tourism sector as well. Tourism subjects can be introduced, and people can actually be attracted toward the tourism sector. So this is the point currently in my
You
mind.
are the alumnus of IUB.
Yes.
When had it been established?
Sir, it was established back in 1925. Its name was Jamia Abbasiya. But during the visit of Ayub Khan in 1963 to Bahawalpur, it was renamed as Islami University of Bahawalpur. And back in 2019, when I left the university, it had 14,000 students, but currently it has 43,000 students. It upgraded from 58 departments to 113 departments.
Then, social work is your one of the optional subjects. What is the difference between social welfare and social work?
Sir, social work is a profession. Social welfare is an activity. Like giving the example is that an organization works for the well-being of people. It's social welfare. Okay? And social work will be the motive of that organization to work for the people. That will be.
You're saying that social work is a paid work.
No, sir,
And
it's
social
not a
welfare-
paid, but
social
social work is actually a profession which has significant rules and procedures and objectives.
Quote any social examples from our society.
So, social work is like, and if the organization JDC in Karachi, it's doing absolutely good social work because it's an organization which has proper structure to help people. People fund and they actually work. There is a TCF Foundation, the Citizen Foundation, which is running the school. It is a social work foundation which is working for the benefits of education. As far as social welfare is concerned, social welfare can be an individual activity. Like if I help some one in need, that will be a social welfare activity from my side. So social welfare is
Are you saying vice versa? Social work is an individual activity and social welfare is a collective.
No, sir. Social work is a proper designated programmed work. Social welfare is an activity which can be carried out by individual or a group to ameliorate the condition of a person who is in dire need.
Who is responsible for performing any social welfare actions in our society on the level of government?
It's a Baitul Mal department in Punjab, that is, and social welfare department Punjab, that is, for example. SAS program is such a big program to help people through social work. Kamyab Pakistan program to alleviate poverty in
Okay,
Pakistan.
okay. if we adopt, if a couple adopt a child and raise it to make it a good citizen, is it a social work or a social welfare?
Sir, it would be a social welfare activity because it's an individual act through a social work
If
is
lawyer fights an imprisoned person who is innocent and imprisoned for a long time, so अगर वो जो लॉयर है वो उसको छुड़वाने की कोशिश करता है, तो क्या ये सोशल वर्क है या सोशल वेलफेयर?
so this would be a social work because it's following proper procedures and it has objective set in it.
ओके, ठीक है. अच्छा, एक इसमें ये बात बता दें कि when you are selected as a PMS officer, you are assistant commissioner in some very underdeveloped tehsil. What kind of social work you can impart on your level?
Sir, the first thing is identifying the problem. Firstly, I will identify the weak areas of that problem, like if there is a water problem, the food problem, the agricultural problem, or some other problem. First step will be identify that problem, and then I will work according to it.
You are an electrical engineer and you can pursue your very good career opportunities in foreign countries. Why civil service in Pakistan?
Sir, as I mentioned earlier in my interview, that during those 4 years, I didn't find a lot of interest in electrical engineering. So it was that moment, 7th or 8th semester, I decided that I have to switch to civil services because I have been watching it somehow on social media. My one cousin got allocated. So that was my prime objective. So, sir, I never thought about pursuing MS or PhD in my electrical engineering. My
Country like Pakistan, we are in developing stage. We are not a developed nation.
Yes.
We need more engineers to solve our energy problems, solve our infrastructure problem, solve our transportation logistic problems, other to make more bureaucrats and more civil servants, or like as media say, for creating problems. What do you say about it?
Sir, this question can be answered on a very much personal level. If I am not a good engineer, I will not be a good. I will not be good for development of the country. If I am a good leader, I am good at managing. I can perform good in civil service. So, sir, this is my personal capability, which can help me attain better career, better progression, and help me to help people in civil services.
What kind of leader you are?
Sir, in leadership, wherein Benis stated 5 qualities. The first is vision, the second is communication, the third is empowerment, the fourth one is organizational capabilities, and the fifth one is persistence. So I find all 5 qualities in me. And sir, the most important thing about leader is delegating the work to the group members and not having the solo flight, actually ameliorating the condition of a group. So as a leader, I feel myself that I can communicate well to the people, I can delegate power very well, and I can enhance their capabilities to work in a perfect environment which will generate the maximum outcome out of my team and out of myself.
Okay. Yes.
Thank you very much, sir. Well, gentlemen, thank you very much for a wonderful demonstration that you put in front of us so far.
Thank you, sir.
My questions will be regarding you have written in your performa, that you are English debater at the university. Then my question will be regarding your optional subject, and at the end of the day, obviously, Honorable Chairman will be giving the concluding remarks.
Thank you.
What is the difference between declamation and the parliamentary style of debate?
So declamation is a contest of debates. Like there is a certain topic, 5 people will come and have a declamation contest on the same topic. Parliamentary debate is a debate on a certain topic that is to help the people and help people legislate, in which everybody will give their own evidences and on ways on the legislation.
Right now, I'm talking about in perspective of parliamentary style of debate which is being conducted in
Okay.
our universities?
So parliamentary debate is having a debate on one certain topic to improve the outcome of that topic. Like,
Improve or to approve that particular topic?
so the first one is to improve and second to approve.
Right.
Like there is a topic to enhance the quality of education, there will be a debate. Everybody will give positive feedback to improve that. While declamation is your individual take on the topic. That is.
In declamation, we use a term rhetoric. Do you know about it? What is that?
So rhetoric is repeating the same thing, which is your stance. Like if I am debating, I will say you have brilliance in your eyes, you have dreams in your eyes, you have brilliance in your mind, you have power in your body, you have dedication in your soul, and you are the one who are gonna change the world. This is a rhetoric. I am looking forward to my body and putting out the qualities out of them. This is rhetoric just to improve the quality of debate you are doing, just to attract the people.
Right, gentlemen, you have written in your weaknesses and strengths that you are a good decision maker. If an opportunity is being given to you that you will be becoming the Prime Minister of Islamic Republic of Pakistan for one day, what will be those four primordial concerns or the four primordial issues of the Islamic Republic of Pakistan you want to solve in that particular one day?
So, firstly, this is a very idealistic question. That's a
Let me make it more easier.
Sure, sir.
According to your vision, what will be those primordial issues you want to address?
So, the first issue will be I will directly move the country towards digitalization. That will actually boost our economy, will improve accountability, everything will become in channel. As we saw in China, the people are not having their wallets, the people are having the phone, they pay through WeChat, and they have done digital payments more than America. That's why they are the second largest economy. The first thing is digitalization of the whole country. So the second most important thing will be accountability. Accountability mechanism where no one can go unscattered, no one can escape the rules of the government. No nepotism, no favoritism in our accountability process. The third one will be, sir, education. Education is a very prolonged system in which we need dire changes. First of all, I will introduce STEM system of education. I will remove multi-grade teaching, MGT, which is the curse in our school system, that one teacher is teaching whole the subjects, that it is actually diminishing the interest of the students. If the government wants to inculcate those 25 millions out of school students, what about the 32% dropout ratio in our primary education? The corporal punishment and all the system of teachers need to be revamped. And the fourth change I will bring about in country is about, sir, it's an Islamic state and bring people near to Islam.
With democracy or the system of Khilafat?
Sir, with simple democracy.
Thank you very much, gentlemen. There was a recent debate in the Islamic Republic of Pakistan that Honorable Prime Minister Imran Khan is bringing up a presidential form of government. You have opted a political science subject here. In your opinion, what do you think that the presidential form of government would be a better option for the betterment of the country, for the betterment of the democratic tradition of the country, or you are thinking that no, the system, parliamentary form of government will be a better option?
Sir, Pakistan, since its inception in 1947, had 12 elections, out of which only 3 elections were having the absolute majority. One is 1970, 1991, and 1997. Apart from these, the 9 elections have not been absolute majority. 126 political parties are registered with ECP. In such condition, we cannot think of presidential election. First point is that. Second point is that we have a bad experience with presidential system. We have 2 or 3 presidential system that actually didn't go well for our country. The third point is that, sir, Pakistan is not a homogeneous society like South Korea, Japan, or America. Pakistan is a heterogeneous society where there are many languages, many sects, and people from different backgrounds and ethnic societies. So, society like Pakistan, which is very heterogeneous, presidential system cannot work. It needs representation of all people out there. So, sir, these are three my points for
Well,
Parliament.
thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
There are number of decision-making models in foreign policy. What is the rational model of foreign policy? What is the rational model of foreign policy?
So, foreign policy decision making is an inclusive process which takes political parties and military on ground, and then it makes the decision. There is no solo flight in foreign policy. So, the rationale and principle for foreign policy is inclusive of all the people, and it's more important about what's going on in current dynamics, according to current dynamics.
Right, gentlemen. Last but not the least, you are from Islamia University, Bahawalpur. Last year, I think in 2021, we have seen over there where a professor was murdered by a student. What do you think? That was the matter of religious extremism, or that was the matter of deficiency of the fairness level?
Sir, first of all, that event happened in SC College Bahawalpur, which is Sadiq Egerton College, made back in 1886. And the English professor in Sadiq Egerton College was killed, not in Islamic University. Secondly, sir, it was an act of an individual. So we cannot blame the system for that. We don't know that the individual was very much angry on the professor. He said that he committed blasphemy or any other thing, but that matter didn't come up to the media. So it's like having a guest, which is not a good thing. It was a personal attempt, and we cannot comment much on that. It's for a personal attempt.
Could you please name the secret agency of Saudi Arabia?
Sorry, sir.
Thank you very much, sir. Cool.
Very good. Excellent.
थैंक यू
Excellent.
फीडबैक पे आते हैं फर्स्ट आई रियली लव समवन एक तो मैंने आपको कहा ठीक है
Very convincing.
वेरी कन्विंसिंग ठीक है एंड वी हैव वेरी हाई होप्स
Thank you.
ठीक है अच्छा अब उसमें कुछ चीजें हैं थोड़ा सा ना सर ने भी नोट किया ये पॉइंट मैंने भी नोट किया है कि समहाउ आप कैजुअल बात हो जाते हैं इससे
Sir.
कर्टसी भी यूज करें इस हम कहते हैं सीधे
सीधा
थोड़ा सा
सीधा
सीधे थोड़ा सा बैठना है
कोट
कोट
सीट
कैसे रहना है मतलब अगर सर आपको लगता भी है ना कि यार मतलब वो आपको फील करेगा यार ये क्या अजीब सा सवाल पूछ लिया यू थिंक करके यार ये कोई सवाल नहीं
ठीक.
आपने कर्टसी रूल्स नहीं करना यू हैव टू बी कर्टियस ये प्रिंसिपल है ठीक है अच्छा दूसरी चीज ये है कि टाई जो है वो आपकी बड़ी जो मोटी वाली टाई होती है ठीक है वो वाली अपने लेंगे ये वाली नहीं पहनेंगे ठीक है अच्छा तीसरा ये है कि ऑब्वियसली मेकअप में आप थोड़ा सा दाढ़ी को
जी
set कर-
ये तो सर मैं सेट सारा.
क्योंकि मूंछें थोड़ी सी आपने
जी सर, दाढ़ी भी बड़ी हुई हुई वो मैं अभी, और बाल भी सर मैं ऐसे पूरा वो करता हूँ ना, जेल वगैरह लगाता हूँ.
अच्छा
बड़ा-
जेल नहीं लगा के
मैं सर ये देखे ना ये पिक्चर में
नहीं आपने जेल नहीं लगा
जेल नहीं लगाना
ना जेल लगा
ना-
के ना परफ्यूम लगा के
थोड़ा सा इसमें ट्रिम कर
ये चीजें
Perfume
रिकॉर्ड
नहीं।
हो रही है ना परफ्यूम लगा के जाना है ना जेल लगा के जाना है दोनों का रीजन बता देता हूँ
जी
बिल्कुल रिकॉर्ड ही होता है
जी
परफ्यूम इसलिए लगा के जाते हैं कि हर जो आपको खुशबू पसंद है वो हो सकता है मुझे पसंद ना हो और इवन हो सकता है कि मैं उससे एलर्जी
श्योर सर.
ठीक हो गया अच्छा दूसरा जेल वाला ये है कि भैया इंटरव्यू चल रहे हैं 10-15 इंटरव्यू चल रहे हैं समहो एक दफा आपके बाल खराब हो गए ना
जी
तो आपने अगर जेल लगाई हुई तो वो सेट दोबारा नहीं होंगे और अगर वैसे सिंपल है तो वो तो आप हल्का सा पानी लगा के बाथरूम में जाकर उसको आप क्या कर सकते हैं चेक कर सकते हैं तो इसलिए जेल वाला काम करके नहीं जाना ठीक है अच्छा तीसरा जो है इसमें क्वेश्चंस के ऊपर आपका ठीक रहा है जितने भी आपने क्वेश्चंस को किया है ओवरऑल उसमें जो आपका
थोड़ी सी
strength जो थी, that was good.
मोनोटोनस थी चीज़ें आप जो आंसर्स कर रहे थे ना कुछ आंसर्स ऐसा लगता था जैसे आपने ऑलरेडी प्रिपेयर्ड किए हुए हैं
ठीक.
ये नहीं लगना चाहिए उनको मतलब आप जिसको हम कहते हैं ना एक्सटेम्पोर आपका आंसर होना चाहिए
सर.
और थोड़ा सा जैसे आपने लास्ट क्वेश्चन का आंसर दिया ना आई वाज थिंकिंग कि आप ट्रेडिशनली इकोनॉमी पे बात करेंगे कि मैं इकोनॉमी दरस करूंगा आपने उसको इनडायरेक्ट डिजिटलाइजेशन की तरफ ले गए जो कि डायरेक्टली लिंक्ड है इकोनॉमी के साथ
Yes.
दैट वाज अ गुड क्वेश्चन गुड आंसर ठीक है
Thank you.
इस तरह के जो आंसर्स है ना वो
That was very good answer.
हाँ वो जबरदस्त आंसर था आंसर जो है ना आपका इनोवेटिव होना चाहिए, रट्टा रटाया नहीं होना चाहिए
सही।
जी मैं इकोनॉमी इंप्रूव करूंगा, मैं एजुकेशन में चेंज लेके आऊंगा। आप आके देखिए हमारा दफ्तर स्कूल एजुकेशन का विजिट करके देखिए, आपको चेंज का लग जाएगा पता। ठीक है, थोड़ा सा इनोवेटिव होना चाहिए।
और वो ज्यादातर वही स्टूडेंट्स आ रहे हैं, मतलब जो एस्पायरेंट्स होते हैं वही आंसर दे रहे हैं।
हाँ जी।
अच्छा, एक चीज जो हम अक्सर नोट कर रहे हैं ना, वो आपने भी उतना नहीं किया, थोड़ा आपने वो गलती की है। अच्छा, एक तो हेड स्ट्रेट रखिए।
ठीक है।
स्ट्रेट।
ये आपकी जो मूवमेंट कभी ये झुक जाते थे,
हाँ,
सही।
हेड आपने कोशिश करी
बिल्कुल
स्ट्रेट
सीधा।
रखनी।
इस टाइम सर वो थोड़ा थका भी हुआ हूं
हाँ,
ना, ये भी एक फैक्टर।
बॉडी लैंग्वेज
वो एनर्जी फुल होती है।
आप ज्यादा थक गए, ज्यादा थक
12वें
गए।
नंबर पे आपकी बारी आ रही है तो
मेरी 2 बजे बारी आई थी, मैं 9 बजे पहुंचा हुआ था। 5
सही।
घंटे वेट करने के बाद
सही। सर मेरा जो साइकोलॉजिकल था वो 9 बजे गया था, 3:30 बारी आई थी।
बस
तो
इसीलिए
सर उस स्टेज में बंदा एनर्जेटिक हो जाता है।
अच्छा, उसमें दूसरी चीज है कि क्वेश्चन आपसे ये पूछ रहे हैं आप कि कैजुअल कभी को और आपने देख लिया तो देख लिया,
ठीक।
आप इंटेंशनली कोशिश कर रहे हैं, जो कि अक्सर बताया जाता है हमारे यहाँ, जो कि गलत है कि आपने
तमाम को देखना है, यही हम भी इंटरव्यू में यही सुनते हैं।
ये
सही।
आप उस पे बिल्कुल 100% फोकस रहेंगे, जो वो उसके साथ डिस्कर्सी है, वो आपको देख रहा है और आप
सही, बिल्कुल सर, राइट पॉइंट।
ठीक है, मतलब मैं आपसे सवाल पूछ रहा हूँ, बाकी को देख रहे हैं, वो मेरे साथ डिस्कर्सी हो।
बिल्कुल सर।
ठीक है,
बिल्कुल।
तो आप फोकस रखें उसी बंदे के साथ। ठीक है, जब आप शुरू में आते हैं ना, तो किसी ने आपको अभी जिस बंदे ने ग्रीट किया, पहले तो ज्यादा फोकस उस पर रखते हैं, या उस वक्त आप कोशिश करते हैं सबको आपने सलाम कर लिया, बल्कि थोड़ा सा झुक के कर लिया, जिस तरह भी जो भी आपका स्टाइल। ठीक है, और वैसे तो मैंने सुना है कि अब मुझे नहीं पता भागलपुर में क्या अरेंजमेंट होगी इंटरव्यू रूम की, लाहौर वाले इंटरव्यू रूम में तो वो पॉसिबल ही नहीं था, वो बैठे इस तरह से
गोल दायरे,
वो आप एक बंदे को फोकस कर
एक को देख।
अब अगर वहां पे अब साथ माना पड़े तो क्या करेंगे?
जी सर, सही।
तो एक ये वाला हो गया जी, आपकी तरफ से कोई फीडबैक है बता।
सर मुझे थोड़ी सी जो हैंड्स की मूवमेंट है वो ज्यादा नजर आई है, जो वो एक डिबेटिंग टाइप जो है ना,
ये सब
वो जरा
हर
खुल
बंदे
के
ने
सामने
शिकायत
आ रहा
की
है,
है।
लेकिन उसमें दिस इज समथिंग गुड। लेकिन बट व्हेन यू आर सिटिंग इन एन इंटरव्यू रूम, वहां पर थोड़ी सी जो सर ने बात की कर्टसी लेवल,
सही।
तो उसमें उसको बरकरार रखना है, बाकी दैट वाज गुड माशाल्लाह।
अच्छा, अभी हम आ जाते हैं जो इंटरव्यू का स्कोर है। ठीक है, आप पेरेंट का स्कोर तो हमें पता नहीं, ठीक है, वो आप ऑब्वियसली कैसे जज कर सकते हैं। सो वी आर प्लेसिंग लाइक, मैं तो आपको टॉप जो इंटरव्यू में स्कोर करने वाले लोग हैं ना, 4-5 एटलीस्ट, उसमें इंशाल्लाह मैं आपको देख रहा हूँ।
थैंक यू।
अल्लाह करे आप टॉप स्कोर करें इंटरव्यू क्या करें।
थैंक यू।
171 होती है जी सर, आप लोगों का।
मैं सर 80% टोटल इनको नंबर दूंगा,
ठीक है,
और मेरी भी प्लेसमेंट 170 तक इनको है।
थैंक यू।
सर चूंकि मेरे जनरल नॉलेज के मुतालिक कुछ सवालात थे, तो उसमें किसी हद तक मुझे यूं कह लीजिए मायूसी हुई, तो मैं 160 से।
थैंक यू।
थैंक यू।
अल्लाह हाफिज़।
थैंक यू।